Chim. ChimchimTV. Dành cho bạn nào chưa biết, ChimchimTV có 4 chuyên mục chính và chúng ta đang cùng nhau đến với CHIMOGRAPHY, nơi cung cấp thông tin về những đề tài trên trời dưới biển.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ChimchimTV, the animation vlog channel about culture and architectures. And today, in this episode of ChimOgraphy, we have a very special guest.
Hello, I'm Sheryl and I'm from Malaysia.
So today, I and Sheryl will share our experience about studying in different countries about the nature of architecture to see what is the differences, and so that you can see and compare and then prepare for yourself. So which options is better for you? So let's check out the way in the video. I'm Vinh and people call me Chim.
Hi, my name is Sheryl.
I'm studying in architecture.
I'm studying architecture.
My school is University of Architecture of Ho Chi Minh City.
My school's name is University of Greenwich in London.
After I graduated from high school, I went to an entrance exam. Like right now in Vietnam, people don't do university entrance exam anymore. But back in my time, I had to do a specific entrance exam for entering the university.
So how I applied to the UK in general is that after studying high school in Malaysia, I went to do OSMAT in Australia. And then through that I applied to the UK and I got into the University of Greenwich and I went.
My program is 5 years, and like first 2 years we study mostly on hand drawing, and the last 3 years focus on computer software drawings.
The landmark program is 3 years.
School fee is around 5 million Vietnam dong. Every single
School fee, I think my last year was around £13,000.
My first subject is actually nothing related to architecture. It is like a political status subject.
So this is interesting because the UK format is very different from like Australia or America, where you don't have major or minors and you don't have a selection of other subjects that you can choose. So each subject per year is kind of set, that you can't really choose your subjects.
Last subject is the graduation project, which is had the length of the whole semester, and we have like half semester before to prepare for the exam thesis.
So for my last year, I had 2 major design modules and then 1 technical dissertation module and 1 historical dissertation module.
Okay, so my favorite subject is maybe building law and estimations, because the teacher of that subject is a very experienced one in our field of study. So we share a lot of story behind the scene of what building, how building perform, what is the conflict between people during the phases of design. So we get a real experience of what we will face in the future.
Favorite subject, so my favorite subject is definitely the design modules. I think those are the most fun.
So I guess one of my least favorite subject is like the study of geometry arranging, because I'm not really good at space imagination. So sometimes I struggle a lot, and you know, like when you're not good at something, sometimes you don't like that.
Technical.
Sadly not, because like during my university, I want to try like on a different thing outside of the main major. So I did a translator for books.
Yeah, so I did 3 internships before graduating and 1 internship before I started university. So I was very lucky. I had like family friends that were in architecture, and he kindly allowed me to do an internship in his firm, and then I went there for about 3 months just to sort of get a feel of it, sort of learn about architecture in a practice, like in a professional setting.
The longest time is like 2.5 days. Actually, that time we had a schedule about one like quick design project, but actually in the program this way not that quick. Like we have a 2 week or 3 weeks to prepare, but then the teacher called and say, "Oh, the schedule changed. So this is Monday, and then Wednesday we have to submit it." So I stayed sleeping for like 2.5 days, and then I slept for like for 12 or 14 hours straight.
Yeah.
So what was the longest one?
The longest one was about 3 days.
The thing that I enjoy the most is I know how to do the thing that I want, because when I was a child, I was very curious, like, oh, how building can be formed, or how people can like doing big things.
I think just understanding that architecture is so ingrained within our lives, and like you can't really like separate us and architecture. Like architecture is everywhere. I remember in first year I had a friend who came into the studio, and she was like, "Sheryl, we've been like studying for a few months, but now I realize we can't escape architecture. It's everywhere." And I was like, "Wow, that's really true. Like architecture really shapes our lives, and in a way that people don't really realize." So I think that's been like the biggest like light bulb moment of my life, and that's why I really enjoy it.
The pressure, because I think I'm a type person who work better not under pressure.
I think definitely the limitations. I mean, this is like obvious for like everything, but like once you have to think about money and you have to think about like time, but mostly money, you kind of take away like the human aspect of architecture. You know, architecture is for the people, by the people, like it's to serve the community and it's to enrich our lives. But once you put money into that equation, it kind of detracts from everything that it's supposed to be doing.
The benefit, I think it is very clear. For like when I studied in university, I was very close to my place, so I can go back to my house and enjoy the view from my mom. And then also it is very simple, like to contact with your friend from high school and gathering out.
Definitely a bit of background, like I'm from Malaysia, and the Malaysian education system is, although it's changing now, it was very much focused on getting the correct answer. Like in the shortest amount of time, you have to get the correct answer. And that's very different from studying in the West, because they don't have that sort of approach to problems. You know, when they see a problem, it's always, you know, what's the best way? Like, what's the best way for the people around them? What will make people happy? What will be the most comfortable and the most beautiful, or the most community engaged? You know, like it's a very different way of approaching the problems, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to study in the East specifically. I didn't want to study in my country because I didn't want to approach architecture in a, you know, what is the correct way to design a building.
Architecture, I think, is a major with a lean toward of learning the new thing, innovation. So in that aspect, I think somehow people who study abroad in the more modern country, have the better approach?
I think one of the drawbacks is because they're so creativity focused, they're so design focused that they kind of they don't really prepare you for the industry and don't really prepare you for the realities of working. Like for example, you know, like they in studio, my tutors always tell me, like, you know, don't think about how you're gonna build it, don't think about the money, don't think about the client, don't think about like physics, like just design, like don't care about any of those things. And like that's really hard because you come out and like you try to design something and everyone's like, you can't build that, so what are you doing? So I think maybe that's one of the drawbacks. Maybe just for my uni, I'm not sure about like the rest of it, but I do have like friends who study at other UK universities who's like said the same thing, like you don't think about anything else but your design.
So that was our talk about studying architectural in Vietnam and in the UK. So do you have any sharing with us, or do you have some more questions? Please let it down below the comment. Sheryl, what do you want to say to the audience of ChimchimTV?
Well, I hope that you guys are staying safe at home, and I hope that you like and subscribe and watch more of this amazing guy's channel.
Okay, see you next time. Bye. Sheryl in the UK. We forgot to put it down.